Today we are going to do another mini book. And before we read the book together, I would like to go over the vocabulary words that you need to know before you read it. So let's put this aside and we'll start with this word. Let's sound this one out together. This says n, a, nap, nap. I know that all you children miss taking a nap after lunch at school. Nap. Next word is, sound it out, nod, nod, nod. Nod is something you do with your head. If you are saying yes, you nod your head yes. Sometimes if you are very sleepy, you might be sitting and your head starts to nod because you're falling asleep. That says nod. Next word is, what sound does that make? Ha, hot, hot. That says hot. That's something we're hoping is going to happen to the weather next week, that it's going to get hot. Now we have this one. Starts with rock, rock. Remember when you have a C and a K next to each other, they make one sound. So this says rock, rock. My granddaughter likes to go on a walk and she will pick up every rock that she finds. She likes to collect them. Excuse me. Ooh, our next word starts with a blend. What do those two letters say together? Gr, gr, gra, grass. That says grass. Now you notice that there's two S's at the end, but they only make one sound. And next week, Monday, we're going to learn about the rule of double consonants like that. But for now, just remember, if you see two together, they make one sound, grass. You don't say grass. It's just one, grass. Next one. Ooh. Who is this? What zoophonics animal starts like this? Lizzy, lizard. That's who our story is about. Lizzy, lizard. And sometimes she's going to go by her first and her last name. And sometimes it's just going to say Lizzy. So you have to be careful when you read the book. Does it call her Lizzy or Lizzy Lizard? You have to pay careful attention. Look at all the Z's in Lizzy Lizard. That's a lot. Our next word also starts with a blend. It says sl, slip, slip, slip. Be careful on the ice. You don't want to slip. And what if we add an S to slip? Then what would it be? Slips, slips. She slips her shoes on before she goes outside. Slips. Next word is, this one has a blend also. It starts with cr, cr. Crack, crack, crack. Another CK. So we have crack, crack. When you walk on the sidewalk, sometimes you try not to step on the crack, right? We used to have a little rhyme we said when we were little. Step on a crack and break your mother's back. Ooh, it's kind of scary. Crack. Then we have another blend. And how does this one start? Blah, blah. Good. Blah, blend, blend. Hey, our word has a blend at the beginning and at the end. And the word is blend. What if I take, what if we add an S to it? Blends, blends. What if I take my paper and I cover up the blah at the beginning? Then what does it say? Ends, ends. The word blends ends with ends. How about that? So blends, you could say, my mom blends all the fruit in the blender to make me a smoothie. Or another way you can blend is if you kind of look like your background. Like if you are wearing a green t-shirt and green shorts and you go outside and play in the grass, your mom might say, you blend right in with the grass. You both look green. I couldn't even see where you were. That's another way to use the word blend or blends. Okay. Now, let's see if we said them all. I think we did. Now I'm going to mix them up and see if you can say them quickly without any help, and then we'll do our story. You ready? This says hot. This says nod. This says Lizzy lizard. This says grass. This says slips. This says rock. Blends. Crack. Nap. Good. I think we might just about be ready to read our story together. Let's put these words, our vocabulary words, away. And here we have our book. Let's start with the title. I'm going to point and you read. Good. It says, Lizzy lizard naps. And what does this say right here? Do you remember? Can you read it? Book number 40. Now let's read the sentence at the bottom. Take a look at the picture because sometimes that can help you out. Could you read it? One of the words in this sentence we did not practice for the vocabulary. It's not a sight word and we didn't practice it. Did you figure out which one it is? Let's read it together. Lizzy lizard sits on a rock. Well, we talked about Lizzy lizard and we talked about rock. And on and a are sight words, so we didn't go over this one, did we? What's that word again? Sits. Good. Lizzy is resting. Where is she resting? She's on a rock, and where is the rock? What kind of land is this, do you think? You see this cactus? Where does a cactus grow? Yep, the desert, right? It's the desert. Ooh, now we know it's the desert because look how hot this looks. Let's get a little bigger here. Ooh, let's see. Read this as I point. Good. Let's read the first sentence together. The rock is hot. See, there's a period, so that's one sentence. Next sentence says, Lizzy nods and naps. How can we tell from the picture that the rock is hot? Did you notice it has some steam coming up from it? What is making that rock so hot? You bet, it's this sun right here. Look at the heat waves coming off that sun. And it looks like Lizzy has a sombrero on to keep the sun off her head. Let's see what happens next. What do you think? Let's read this one together. Lizzy blends into the rocks and grass. Can you see Lizzy in that picture? She's kind of hiding in there, isn't she? Do you remember what we call that when an animal blends in with their surroundings? Starts with a k. Big word. Camouflage. Remember that? Camouflage means blending in with your surroundings. So when you color this pretty soon, make sure you color it so that Lizzy kind of looks the same as the rocks and the grass. That will keep her safe. Last page. This says, read it out loud with me. Lizzy slips into a crack. See, there's a crack between these two rocks, and Lizzy sneaks right in there. And what does she see up here on the rock? That's a scorpion, isn't it? I hope he doesn't sting her. His tail is sharp like that. Lizzy slips into a crack. All right, now we're going to read it once more, a little more quickly. You ready? Lizzy lizard naps. Lizzy lizard sits on a rock. The rock is hot. Lizzy nods and naps. Lizzy blends into the rocks and grass. Lizzy slips into a crack. Very good reading, kids. Did you see this word? We read it twice in our book. It has two little words in it, doesn't it? What do we call two words together to make one word? A compound word. This is into. It has an in and a to, and you put it together and it's into. And when we look over here, here it is again, into. After you finish reading it, I want you to color it very neatly. And remember to camouflage Lizzy on this page so that no one can see her very well. Then you may read this story to somebody in your house to practice reading aloud.